All right, guys, welcome back to Vanguard Motor Sales. I'm Kermit. Unfortunately, Greg is out of the shop for the day, so you will be stuck with me. However, behind me is a 1961 Thunderbird. Being an old school Ford man, I absolutely love this thing. We're going to go through our entire thing. We're going to go and show you the interior, under the hood, under the car. Of course, we'll do the exterior walk around, and we're going to go for a drive in this thing if weather will allow us to do so. So let's hear that 390 run. All right, guys, starting on the front of this thing, wonderful body lines on this car. I mean, like I said in the beginning of this video, I'm an old school Ford man. I absolutely adore these. And a buddy of mine actually just bought a 65 Thunderbird, and me and him had that thing cruising down the freeway at probably faster than you're supposed to go, we'll just say that. And it was an absolute riot. I've fallen in love with these cars since then. And to be perfectly frank, I like this year better. His is a 65, this one being a 61. The lines are a little bit sleeker. I mean, it looks, quite frankly, this is right around the time when we got obsessed with space and all that sort of stuff. And the thing does look like a space shuttle, for heaven's sakes. The excellent restoration on this car, and the guy that owned this has got every receipt for every nut and bolt that was bought for this automobile. Very meticulous. I mean, the paint on this thing is really, really nice. I like the very cool blue, almost like it's wonderful on this thing. And the soft lighting in here will show you everything that's on this paint as far as any imperfections. You can look right across that roof and you can see exactly what you're working with. Another big feature for this car we were just talking about is the extremely cool design for the door handle, where it's actually part of the trim. Extremely cool. And that was only on the earlier Thunderbirds, or this year of Thunderbird, I should say. It absolutely awesome. Wide whites, of course, that very fitting for this car. Coming around back, keeping with the space theme, you can see these taillights look like afterburners. I mean, it is just downright the styling for this thing. I remember watching, I'm a big fan of like the show Andy Griffith, and I've actually seen one of these for the first time on that TV show. And I mean, this car, it's sweet. Coming around to this side, you can see the paint in wonderful shape. It does have the covers here for your rear wheels. All that looks like it's in good shape. None of it's missing. Looks like the rubber seal was replaced. Once again, give you the open and close of the door. I mean, it's a luxury car. It rides like a luxury car. The door's closed like it's a luxury car. I mean, just downright awesome. And the silhouette of this car too is just, it's sweet. I guess we'll take a look at the interior now. All right, guys, for interior on this, you can take a look at this door panel. It's in wonderful shape. I would believe that this has been replaced, judging by the condition of it, but I don't know if they remake any of this stuff or not. So I would have to say that it more than likely is probably a refurbished original. Looking underneath the door, absolutely fantastic. I can see my reflection on a lot of the underside of the door on this, so big kudos to them for that. The body guy was very thorough. He probably had the doors off of this when he painted the car. Something else I'd like to point out, it looks like all of the weather stripping has been replaced as well. Old school Ford door handles there. My Ford's got these same ones on it. I would also like to point out we do have power windows on this. Going into the interior here, I'd like to point out that we do have a functional interior light back there. Interior matches the car. We do have the bucket seats here with the console. Rear seat, very, very luxurious as well. The carpet looks obviously to have been replaced. There's no way that this carpet has survived this well all these years. So that is really nice too. Pedal pads are nice. He does have a couple of additions here to this interior. This is just so you can really kind of keep an eye on your 390 here. We've got oil pressure, voltage, a temp gauge that's so accurate it actually has numbers on it, so you really know what's going on, and an amp gauge hidden underneath the dash there. Horn works just fine, just as it should. We do have an aftermarket, looks like a retro sound radio in the car, and I would like to point out that it actually has the Thunderbird logo on it, so it is one that is specifically for this. Dash pad is in wonderful shape. Does look like it has even the original speaker grill. All that stuff is all painted in. And something else about this interior on these cars is I love how everything flows together on this. The entire interior was tied together as one, and there was a lot of design that went into this. And of course, it being a luxury car, there's no big surprise. So outside of that, we'll go take a look at the passenger side. All right, guys, on the passenger side, Give you the open of the door. I just looked underneath it. This door has the exact same features as the driver's door has. You can see paint underneath that thing, see your reflection in it. Once again, same good looking door panel. Carpet over here looks every bit as good as the driver's side, if not in better shape, considering that you don't always have a passenger with you. Bucket seats over here as well. You can give you a look down inside here where everyone's feet likes to rub and paint off of stuff, and it looks very nice. Once again, I would talk again about the interior being just, you know, very, very well designed. They can, you know, they could tell, or you could tell, that this is was designed with luxury in mind for certain. And once again, we do have the functional interior lights with this side over here, meaning that the door button does indeed work. Let's go check out the trunk now. Once again, like a vault, like a bank vault door. Good, solid, heavy doors, good American steel. Lift up the eagle back here, just like that. Now this trunk to me was very impressive, considering that it looks like all of the original type matting is here. And if you give this a lift, this is exactly what would be in this from the factory. So it has all the original type sound deadener in it, which is really cool. We do have a spare tire underneath this, and something else I'd like to point out. Undo this, do it gently so I don't mess anything up. That is your original spare tire equipment, or, you know, jack and all that sort of stuff equipment there, and it's all just the way it should be from the factory. But because this is a luxury car, it's all hidden back here. So once again, very cool stuff. And of course, you know, it's all, that's just kind of a testament to what this car really is. I'd also like to point out we do have the functional trunk light too, which is also something really cool. Generally, the restorations that are a couple notches above the normal ones, they go to the detail of making that sort of stuff work, which to me is, you know, that's what it's all about. Especially given a car like this that has as many features and options as it does. You know, that sort of stuff really sets them off. Looks like the weather strip back here has been replaced as well. I like to point out how nice all this jam is in here. So there's no body rot or anything like that that has gotten down in here and destroyed this, as they often do with these older cars. And we'll give you a trunk of the lid, or the shut of the trunk lid. Let's see here, gotta close it a little harder than that. There it is. Absolutely awesome. Let's go take this thing for a cruise.
All right, let's take the 61 T-Bird for a ride. This thing is sweet, man. I tell you, this is when Ford decided, yep, T-Bird's gonna be a luxury car now. This thing is amazing. It's got big power under the hood, power steering. The styling was amazing, man. Just so cool. Now at Vanguard Motor Sales, we can ship this T-Bird anywhere in the world. You just give us a call at 248-974-9513. We'll tell you just how easy it is to park this dream in your drive. Now, if you need help with financing, we got you covered there, no problem whatsoever. We've got 3 bankers we're working with right now. About a 15-minute phone call with one of them, and this dream is in your drive. If you'd like to fill out that application online, we can do that too. Just go to our website at vanguardmotorsales.com. This car is amazing, guys. I'll tell you, we had a, can't remember, I think it was a 66 T-Bird when I was a kid. We went on vacation and that baby drove all the way across the country in it. This thing is sweet. Now look down here on the dash. Look at all the chrome down here. We got our speedos working here, then we've got a 3-pack of gauges that's been added. What's cool is it looks like it belongs there, and then they've added a little tack down here too. It's got an aftermarket radio in it. Heck, even the horn's working. This T-Bird is sweet, guys. You know what? I go to shows, auctions all over the world every weekend practically. I never see any of these cars. These babies are rare as can be. And to be in this kind of shape, this is an amazing car. Now, we've got about 240 cars in stock, and we're always bringing in new cars. We bring in about 40 new cars every month. So we'd love to have you come down and check out this T-Bird or check out one of our other cars we have in inventory. Keep a nice close watch on us, because we're always bringing in something cool. You never know when it'll come in. Like this one just showed up on our doorstep. Gentleman came in, was ready to sell it. So we're gonna park this dream in somebody else's driveway. Now we're gonna do something now that you don't see anywhere else. We're gonna put this thing up on the lift so you can check out the underside. We'll pop the hood, take a look at that 390. We'll show you everything you need to see so you can make a great decision on your T-Bird investment.
Okay guys, this is the underside of that 61 T-Bird. Starting from the back forward, I would like to point out, brand new gas tank. There's not a snowball's chance that this is the original one. So obviously this has been replaced during the restoration, and of course it does have new straps on it. Leaf springs look to be really nice as well. I'm assuming these are replacement leaf springs, but I could very well be wrong. They might just be really clean. Outside of that, I'd like to point out the exhaust looks like it's in good shape. Looks like it's a relatively recent addition. We do have parking brake. Looks like it's hooked up on this thing. Judging by what I'm seeing with the rear end housing here, I'm assuming this is the original rear end for the car. It is a Ford 9-inch, no big surprise there. Open differential, 3-to-1, and it even has the tag still on it, which they managed to keep in the during the restoration of the car here. It has the 3-to-1 gear ratio on it, so all that lines up to be okay. So this is more than likely the original rear end for the car. We got drum brakes on either side here. Of course, you know, we're drum brake experts here. We deal with old cars all day long. So we know what that's supposed to look like inside there, and if we find anything wrong when we open it up, we fix it. That's just what we do. Of course, check all of our U-joints. Everything is fine, and I am now seeing these are definitely, indeed, new parking brake cables looking at it here. So they spent the time to put all this stuff together right. And also, it looks like those are new drums back there as well. Shocks look to be relatively recent as well. Something else I'd like to point out. Now these cars, being luxury cars, they weren't, you know, hot rods. They were driven every day by, you know, just the wealthy people back in the day. So a lot of the time, rust would be an issue with them because, you know, it was just their car. But to be perfectly frank, I really don't see any underneath this, and a lot of the factory undercoat is still on this. I don't see a seam where there's been any patch panels done on this. So this looks to be all original as far as your sheet metal and stuff like that goes. I don't see anything, in a real popular spot for them to rust would be kind of right back here up in this area, and all that looks like it's got the factory undercoat on it. It doesn't look like anything's been disturbed. I'm going to say that that's probably all right all back there. Looking up here, everything once again looks fantastic. Coming on this side as well, everything looks like it's nice and solid. Floorboards up here, this is also a real popular spot for them to rot. Nice and solid, small dent right there, no big deal. Over here, same thing, nice and solid. Looks like all the factory, undercoat looks like it's in wonderful shape. While I'm here, I'll talk about the transmission. This is a Ford-O-Matic, three-speed automatic transmission. If I'm not mistaken, it shifts 2-3. When you have it in just a typical drive, you green dot it, or you put it in low, you'll get 1-2-3. So, and that is a early, like basically it's the precursor to the C4, if I'm not mistaken. So earlier transmission. Oh, and the casting number on this, because the government didn't actually mandate that you put VINs on anything until 1967, 1968, somewhere in that area. So engine and transmission are not stamped with VINs. However, this does have the casting number, a C1 casting number, which would imply 1961, a 1961 Ford-O-Matic transmission. It's probably the right one for the car. I'd have to say that that's probably original as well, especially because no one has any reason to disturb anything under here. This is a really well-kept car. Moving forward to that, this is our Ford FE Big Block 390 here. Now once again, casting number on this is C1 as well, which also implies 1961, all good stuff. So this is more than likely the original motor, but I'm going to get more into that when I get up on top of the car. Drum brakes in the front as well, which is perfectly stock for these. They are power brakes. You'll see that in just a second. All the whip hoses, and that's what we call it here, flex hoses for your brakes. All that looks to have been replaced at some point during the restoration. And once again, we know drum brakes. We make sure that everything is nice and tight inside of these. Looks like a relatively recent upper ball joint. Lower ball joint looks to be okay. It is the bolted on style, which means it has been replaced at some point. Same thing with the upper one. Everything is also greasable, which is a big plus. Everything looks to be pretty nice under here. Looks like the motor mounts look like they're in good shape. You can see the generator under here, which would be earlier type stuff. They didn't put alternators on any of this stuff until 1965. 64 and earlier is all going to be a generator. That all being said, let's take a look at the rolling stock. All right, guys, for wheels, we have BF Goodrich Silvertown radials, which is it's a modern radial tire on this, not a bias ply, which would have been what came on this originally from the factory. We do have the original wheels on this thing, 225/70 R14, so this is a 14-inch wheel, 14-inch tire. Let's go check out the rears. All right, for the rear, we have BF Goodrich radial TA, or sorry, not radial TAs. As we see them so often here, I keep wanting to say that. They are Silvertown TAs, which is the white wall version of which. But same thing, modern radial tire, 225/70 R14. Same as the front, so you can rotate these. This is just a beauty cap. Underneath that would be your lug nuts, and same good looking wire wheel back here. Very popular back in the day. And while I'm under here, I'd like to point out, look at the paintwork on this thing. That's something that you can tell how much care a body guy took when he went and, because if you see it underneath and it looks as good underneath as it did on top, the body guy was experienced, he took his time, and those are all things that we really like to see here. And it's even on our inspection report. It actually is part of the inspection to look at the car from underneath and look at the paintwork because you get a different angle at it. So in this car passed that with flying colors, as you can see, and you don't even see under here. I'd also like to point out you can see all of the spot weld dimples still underneath this. Very good sign, very, very good sign. Let's go check out the 390. Okay, this is where it happens right here. You know what they say, fear starts with FE, and this is what this is, a Ford FE big block. This predates the 460s. Now this is going to be a 390 cubic inch motor if the sticker didn't give it away. Like I said underneath, the casting number implies that this is the original engine for the car, and I don't see anything to dispute that. I would like to say that it has the original type carburetor that would be on this, which is a Autolite 4100 4-barrel carburetor. No, those are before we started putting Hollies on these things, and it does have a vacuum secondary and the heat choke just like what would be on the car. Something else I'd like to point out, someone has upgraded this to a flamethrower coil and a Petronix ignition setup in this car, so you do not have to deal with points on this car. Something else I'd like to say here is we do indeed have, looks like all of the gauges in the car, how they have 2 or 3 different gauge setups here. I'm sure you remember me saying that in the showroom portion of this video. I can see that they have it hooked up with both of which work. Ouch, I hit my head. Secondarily here, like I said, we do have, or I should say thirdly or fourthly, we do have power brakes on this car. It has the original type master cylinder on this thing. Brake light switch looks to be a relatively recent addition. This car also does have an electric fan in the front too, along with a modern upgraded aluminum radiator as well. So we have this along with the electric fan. That way, it's probably this car was more or less built for cruising, which I mean, that's what this car does the best. So that was more than likely meant to, if you get stuck in traffic or anything like that, just to be a safeguard against overheating, which is a good idea as far as I'm concerned. The controller is over here, the fan sits in front, and then you have your mechanical fan up here as well. So you've got quite a bit of, and then of course with your aluminum radiator, you've got quite a bit of safeguard against overheat. You have a power steering, of course it is a power steering car, it being a luxury car. You have the original type power steering pump here. Looks like a, if I'm not mistaken, that is an upgrade fuel pump on this thing. I've already mentioned the carburetor. The valve covers look to be original, original type to the car. They even have the Fomoco hoses on the thing. Generator down there, like I had said. All the rubber feels good in the car. Nothing doesn't feel all soft and spongy like they like to get as they get older. But then again, of course, this car has been gone through. It does have the original type hose clamps on it, I'd like to point out. We do have a more modern style battery with a modern style hold down in it. And as you can see, the inner fender wells on this thing all very nice and solid. It's not all caked up full of mud. You can see that we've got all of our spot weld spots in it still, which is all good stuff, good sign. Relatively recent front shocks put on it as well if you didn't see underneath. I mean, everything down there, I'm looking down inside the firewall there, everything looks fantastic, especially down here in the corners where stuff like to sit, and I don't see anything down in there that I wouldn't want to see. I mean, overall, just a very, very nice car, very nice cruising car. It's even got all the sound deadener and the heat insulation and such like that underneath the hood. Overall, I'm in love with it, guys. I'm an old school Ford man, and I absolutely love this car. I'm sure you will too. And if you'd like to get a chance to drive it, you'd like to come in and see it, you'd like to talk to Tom about it, make sure to give him a call at the number below and let Vanguard Motor Sales park this Thunderbird in your driveway.